Hi friends, welcome back or welcome if you're new. My name is Danielle and this is my channel Whitetail Stitch Co where I talk about knitting and crochet. So today I wanted to first of all reveal my new backdrop. So if you've been watching my videos, you'll remember the backdrop had some unpainted drywall sections where we had some issues and didn't end up painting it yet. So now it's covered with some beautiful posters. These are all metal posters from Displate. You'll notice some knitting ones, some crochet ones, and then a variety of other really pretty backdrop. So I'll just go through those really quickly. But then the meat of this video, I wanted to go over the Maryland Sheep&Wool Festival, which I have my little pamphlet here, or the guide rather, I guess this is. So this is coming up, and I wanted to just go over everything I'm interested in that you might be interested in as well, including events, classes, vendors, everything that they have going on in this pamphlet and also online. So let's get into it. All right, so I'll just go over all of the displays I found that I loved and posted up. And you'll notice there are some gaps still, so I have some more coming. It's not fully complete yet, and also I'm gonna fill some of these other gaps with maybe some crochet or knit pieces, wall hanging, something like that. So let me turn you around to get a better look. All right, this looks a bit better. So we're starting out on the right side of the wall. Here's the full scope of it. We've got a larger poster that's an octopus on top of some yarn. I love this guy, it's so great. And the texture, it looks really beautiful. Here's close up. It's got like a painting effect almost, but it's smooth. This is their matte poster. You can see a bit of the, the unpainted drywall on the back, but it covers it quite nicely. I did a good job, I think, right? And then we move to the left. There is a rainy Japanese theme. That's kind of the theme you'll notice is either crafting or like rainy Japan nature sort of stuff. So we've got some rainy house situation, path, more rainy paths on this next big one, but a little bit more of the greenery, more foresty. We continue with the green in this temple cat sort of thing. And then we go into amigurumi crocheter. This is just, I vibed with this. This is an awesome poster. And then we have some more rain, like I don't know, like a restaurant or a bar, sit down sort of thing. The fox. And then there's also rainy, more forests, more trees with the Torii gate in the background. And more rain with the neon signs. So if you pull back, there's kind of like a mix of the greens and also the neons and, you know, the crochet yarn vibe. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. And I've got, like I said, a couple more coming in that'll go around this way. So exciting. Actually, one of them's here. This is a whale poster that's really pretty. This one is, I think, one of their limited edition ones. It's textured. And I'm pretty sure it has like a backlights glowing effect sort of thing. So that's hanging out down here until the other posters come in and I can figure out where I want to put them. So that is the new backdrop. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Maryland Sheep&Wool Festival. I'm gonna go ahead and put myself down in the corner and then open up the website so you can go through it with me as I'm browsing and I talk through it. So let me just go ahead and pull that up. All right, so here I have the Maryland Sheep&Wool Festival website pulled up. We see that the upcoming festival is the 52nd annual festival, and it's taking place May 3rd and 4th, Saturday and Sunday, in Howard County Fairgrounds in West Friendship, Maryland. So in terms of location, West Friendship is where I currently have pinned here. Frederick is over here to the west. And also this location, which I'll talk about in a second, is relevant. In terms of where to stay, I think there's not a whole lot near the actual festival fairgrounds. So you have to kind of pick how far you're willing to drive each day. It's only a weekend long event, so it's not a huge deal, but maybe Columbia or Ellicott City wouldn't be too bad of a drive, somewhere around that area. And there's Baltimore to the further east. So that's kind of the map of where we're looking at for this event. And then going back to the Sheep&Wool Festival website, so it's May 3rd and 4th. And it's a very large festival, 250 plus vendors, lots and lots of sheep, and then some workshops, demos and events, shows, contests, entertainment, food. Sounds like an amazing time. This will be my first time going, by the way, so I'll be experiencing it fresh with you guys as well. The 2025 breed of sheep is, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, something black-nose, Valais black-nose. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Yeah, it seems like every year they select a new sheep breed, which is relevant to the contests and maybe also the workshops and events. I guess we'll see. So let's see, we've got Facebook event information. So let's talk about the Frederick location I mentioned. So the day prior, which is May 2nd, where am I at, is Yarncentrick. So this will also be my first time going here. And it's a small festival in Market Street in Frederick, Maryland. Also, again, not too far from the fairgrounds, so that's good. Lots of free parking, and then you book for a particular time slot, and you can shop indie vendors and small craft businesses. So, and they're also going to have meet and greets. Unfortunately, I picked my time slot before they announced the meet and greets, so I wish I could have picked a time slot to meet these wonderful crafters. But I will not be doing that, unfortunately, because I also booked a what's like a tutorial sort of thing, which I'll also talk about. So, but I will be shopping at Yarncentrick, and let's see. Yeah, you have to buy tickets to a particular time slot, and they've got lots of vendors here. Some that I've heard about before would be Camp Stitchwood. People seem to really like their accessories. 29 Bridges, I worked with their yarn before, and their sponsor. This is a sponsor section too. I'm not sure I know many other of these. Oh no, I know Cesium Yarn. That one's also great. And then I've heard of a bunch of these. Wow, there's a lot of vendors here too. So yeah, of course, I think most people might have heard of Black Pearl Magic, Cake and Wool. What else we've got here? Is that all that I know? That might actually be in 29 Bridges, yeah. So I'll get to experience a lot of new indie vendors, which is amazing. And they've got all of their information listed here with the links to the website. So click on this and opens. So you can go ahead and view that right now if you wanted to. Also view that and decide if you wanted to go to Yarncentrick as well. So going back to, right, so I'm going to do Yarncentrick on the 2nd, and then the same day, the 2nd, I also booked, as part of the Maryland Sheep&Wool Festival, they have, where'd they go, like the classes that you could pay, or I guess workshops, whatever they're calling them. I think I can click on that. Yeah, so they've got a lot of classes. They've got crochet classes. And yes, okay, so you register via lessonface.com. And they aren't cheap, but you know, it's professional classes, and they probably, I think many of them have already booked out actually, so they're very popular. So crochet classes, dyeing classes, felting classes, fiber prep, knitting, spinning, keep scrolling, weaving, there's so many classes. So yeah, I was interested in quite a few of them. Some of them take place as early as Wednesday, which seems quite early to me. But I guess if you want to make a really long weekend of it and you're traveling, that makes a lot of sense to go ahead and do that. They take place all the way through Sunday. So depending on how you want to time out your weekend or your long weekend, you can pick the classes that kind of match up with your interests. So yeah, the one that I picked, do I have it open? Ah, yes. So I picked Introduction to Garment Alterations. yeah, so this is actually at the Turf Valley Resort, which would have been an amazing place to stay, but it also booked out actually. So the Turf Valley Resort, I think, yeah, it's really close to the fairgrounds. Yeah, so I even called to see if they had a wait list, and yeah, they're just totally booked out. So it looks gorgeous. Maybe next year. But it seems like they do have a lot of the classes there too. So that would have been really convenient. So this will be in some of the conference room, ballrooms, whatever you want to call it, at the resort. And you have to enroll and pay before you go. And this particular class is, yeah, just about altering a garment pattern. So it's like shorter sleeves, longer body, different neckline, and different strategies. And this class will be 3 hours live. So yeah, excited for this one. Again, my first time going to this kind of class as well. So excited for this. And I don't think I need any other materials in this advanced beginner. There will be PDF. Some of the other classes did have materials you had to bring or some homework before you came. So this one does not, which is nice. So yeah, so this is also, like I was saying, Friday. So I'm going to go from Yarncentrick to this class, and that'll basically be by Friday, kind of settle in, get some dinner, and get ready for the actual festival. So going back to the Sheep&Wool website, let's see what else stood out to me. So they've got information, photos, family activities, music. It kind of just depends what you're interested in. The map seemed pretty useful. It seems very comprehensive. So I like to figure out where the food is, where the restrooms are, and then of course where the barns are. So they specified in the guide which events and which vendors are in which barn. So you could go as far as mapping out your exact route for the day, which seems a bit extreme. It's not something I'm interested in doing, but if you want to do that, you could. They've got first aid listed and parking, so it seems very well organized, and I feel very informed already. So there's the stage, there's the sheepdog area. Yeah, so you can find everything you need on the map. And what else? Links of interest. I don't think there's very much in here. We'll go through. Again, you can click around the website and browse around. Oh yeah, the contests and competitions were pretty interesting. So they've got creative shearing, which sounds awesome to watch. So I don't know if you get to watch them the entire time, but it looks like they just basically shave the sheep in creative patterns or designs that you wouldn't normally see. I think they had a photo in the printed guide. It might be a second until I can find it. I will say there were a lot of photos of sheeps and other advertisements in the actual printed guide. But let's see. Oh, here's some shearing. So that's kind of what the shearing will look like, I guess. Oh yeah, they also have, so in the main exhibition annex, they've got demonstrations. So they're going to have so many different things. Spinning, weaving, knitting, crochet, needlepoint, felting, embroidery. There's a big list of demonstrations there. There's going to be a sheep breed display barn, some books, book signing. There's a parade of the sheep breeds at the show ring on Sunday. Okay, well here's the sheep shearing demonstration. Oh, but that's different than the creative shearing. Sheepdogs. When is this one? Saturday. It should be coming up. Let's see. Fleas, sheep shows. Ah. Okay, well, it's the same photo as they had on the website. Just like a checkered design. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And I guess if you're into shearing sheep creatively, you could also win some money. Other competitions that looked interesting to me, there's a fine arts competition. That's always fun. There's some junior competitions, lead line. The one I was most interested in were the sheep to shawl and the skein and garments. So because of course I don't deal with sheep myself, living in a suburban environment, the skein and garment competition seemed cool. Basically make your own garment. There's a lot of different categories you can enter into. So that's what this one is. You attach your card. You do have to submit Thursday evening, I think. So the timing didn't quite work out for me because fun fact, I booked a pop-up event Thursday evening, and then I'll go straight into Friday. So I'm a bit busy, but if you wanted to go ahead and enter this, you can. I think there is a small prize as well. Here's all the categories. There's hand knitting, felting, and it's based on like how much wool you use. So skeins at least 50% wool is one category, 100% wool is a different category. So hand knitted articles, lots of different categories for that. Hand woven articles, crochet. Oh, okay. So there's a total of $30 in cash, and then some special prize $25 cash or gift cards for different categories, or 50 or 100, depending. It depends, I guess, what subcategory, what special prize you could get. Actually, it's quite a long list, so you could really go and get a bunch of these, I guess. I think there's some restriction on how many categories you could enter. But yeah, so this one seems very interesting. I am definitely curious to check out all of the submissions. So that'll be, I think they're displayed Saturday, chosen Sunday, or something like that. That sounds really cool. What else? The free events and demos, they had a lot of stuff listed here too. The fiber arts demonstrations that I mentioned already, the sheep breed parade and display. I went through that a little bit. The sheepdog demonstration also sounds really fun to watch. And yeah, honestly, there's a lot going on for only a 2-day event. Shows and sales has some information here for, I guess, if you want to buy some fleece or watch the sheep or get some hand-woven shawl at the auction. That's fun. The family activities seemed really cool too. If you have little ones or want to get someone into crafting with yarn or with wool specifically, I suppose. Lots of stuff here. There's knitting, crochet, felting, spinning, hand carding. Honestly, some of these looked really cool for me as well, but of course I'll leave them. Maybe we can just watch. I'm not sure exactly if they'll have them, out and about that we could watch them work, or if it's private. It looks like that the family activities tent. So that's cool. 5-hour seminars. Oh, this is what I just talked about with you guys earlier. There's shepherding seminars. It could be interesting, not super relevant, but it might be interesting to learn about for me. So that page isn't super interesting for my purposes. Music. I mean, it seems like there's going to be music. It doesn't really specify who or what. Maybe this guy, maybe someone else. He looks cool. I won't be mad if it's him. I don't know what this is just a generic donate button. It's not for music specifically, but meet the author. So this is the book signings that I talked about earlier as well. Lots of different authors here, maybe one that you know, maybe some that you're new to. There were some that I was interested in. This Knitting with Dog Hair book sounds really cool, very unique. So yeah, it would be very interested in learning about that book. What else? Yoga of Yarn. Those two things go together very nicely. Cabled throws. Yeah, Yeah, just a lot of awesome authors there. Excuse me. Food. Yeah, this one was also pretty sparse, I remember too. So there will be food booths, but it's not really clear. It says that they're going to mostly feature a lot of lamb dishes. So they say lamb burgers, they give lamb sandwiches, gyros, lamb sausages. Kind of makes sense with the whole sheep and wool festival theme. So, and there is also a Saturday night Shepherd's Appreciation Dinner. So specifically, you don't need to be a shepherd to attend. I did consider buying a ticket to that, but honestly, everything else is already adding up with the workshop class as well. So, but the dinner seemed interesting. I don't think they even had details about, I mean, they've got prices and how to buy tickets, but there was no detail about what the food would be for this dinner either. And I haven't been, so it was a bit of a gamble. So I guess that's just my thoughts on that. I mean, it could be very interesting. They do mention for other food they'll have present. They've got coffee, baked goods, always a good thing. Herbs and salt blends, vegetable, plants, beer. Yeah, it seems like kind of just a mishmash of stuff. But I'm thinking, you know, normal festival food will be present, something to keep you going. And yeah, maybe I'll bring a snack just in case. I'm not sure how big the lines will be at this event. I know that the Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool Festival, the lines can be very long for food, is what I've heard. I haven't been to that one either, but that's what I've seen other people talk about before. So I think we've basically gone through most of this. The catalog. So this is what this is. I actually ordered the physical copy just kind of for my first time, take a look through. Honestly, if I were to do this again, I probably would skip ordering the physical catalog copy. I don't know that it's that much more useful than just having the online links and everything. I mean, it'll be nice to carry it around, but I don't feel like the benefit or the detail in here is that much more than what's already available to everyone online. So that's my commentary on that. They've got the full schedule of events here, same as in the catalog. And I guess the only other thing that I was interested in would be the festival gear. So you can pre-purchase or buy at the festival, it seems. So the online store, they did have some cute stuff that I was considering buying. So let's see what we've got. So there's a bunch of wearables and accessories. I'm not really in the market for a t-shirt or a hat or an umbrella. So what stood out to me the most would be the pin. Looks pretty nice. I've got a lot of hoodies, so I'm gonna pretend I didn't see those. And then, yeah, just the totes looked really nice. This XL boat tote looked really big when I measured how big it would be. 21.5 by 16 by 6. It was a lot bigger than most of my other totes, which might be a good thing if that's what you're looking for to haul around with stuff. But the one that I was looking at was this one. I like the design on this one a lot better as well. So, and this one, the size was different, smaller, but not small, you know what I mean? It's a normal tote size, maybe even a large normal tote. It is 12 inches in width, 13 in length, and 5 inches depth. Yes, that's closer to my normal totes. And I think that'll be more than sufficient to carry around everything I need, and hopefully all my purchases. I mean, I'll already bring a bag to carry my water and snacks and things like that. I'm not sure what their policy is on bringing drinks and snacks in to the festival, because I've never been. I guess I'll be finding that out, but my plan is to try to bring some stuff. But yeah, so this tote is something I might pick up. And I think they've got competition results. I think that's just about it on the website that I was interested in showing you guys. Yeah, I'll put a link to the website and also the Yarncentrick website if you wanted to check that out as well, if you wanted to see about going. So yeah. Great, thanks for coming along as I planned my Maryland Sheep&Wool Festival journey as a first timer. I hope it was helpful. And let me know in the comments if you've been before, if you have any recommendations for first timers like myself or anyone else in the comments who might be considering going. Really appreciate your feedback and any ideas that you have. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed going through that with me. If you liked it, please consider liking and subscribing to my videos. I do knit and crochet videos like this, patterns, vlogs, all that kind of stuff. So I would love to have you along, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.